Hello? Hey, where is everybody? Hello? Why is it so dark in here? I can't see a thing. Wait, this must be the switch. Wait, it is the switch. Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome. My name is Mike Galena, and I'm the Vice President of Organizational Development and Community Engagement at AltCare. But oh my goodness, you guys all look great. You found your way into the stream before even I did. How about that? We are glad, though, that we can all be together. Certainly, what a great night. And I want to make sure that I spend a moment about what you're going to see on camera tonight before we get too far along. You see that I have a mask on, but I'm going to remove my mask and let you know that as we work together on camera, we are socially distanced. But anytime that we leave the area, we will have our masks back on, for sure. So we want you to know that we're practicing all of the safeguards, and certainly as we get into a wonderful evening, we want to make sure it stays safe. And I'll bet all of you were trying to just figure out what to manage with your cameras at home. So I hope that your Zoom buttons or whatever you're using has full camera on, because we want you all in tonight with our gala. And the gala has a unique name. It's called Thanks and Giving Equals Hope. And it's the 11th gala, this year presented virtually by Ron and Don Hartman. 11 years. How cool. Many things are going to go on this evening. We want you to know that bidding will last until 9 o'clock. We will probably work our program up to about the 8 o'clock hour, and then your last hour is really where you turn it on to turbo and make sure that you get the prizes that you like. And speaking of things going on tonight, we'll have some random trivia that will have prizes connected to it. There's even a mystery jewelry pull. If there are any boxes left, we're going to find out about that. Then there'll be a wonderful testimony this evening from one of the former members of and persons within the organization who was really helped by what has gone on. That will occur as well, and then there's a final drawing, I believe, of $5,000 at some point in time this evening as well. So I want to make sure that you're all teed up, make sure that you have your program with you, that you've settled in on screen or in your watch party, and know that we're going to be guiding you through this evening. So this evening, I have someone on screen with me who I'm going to introduce here very quickly, and that is Dwayne Wyckoff, the CEO, and I consider a wonderful friend here in our community. Dwayne's going to open with some prayer and also give you a little bit of background about what's been going on here at the shelter. So, Dwayne, welcome.
Thanks, Mike, very much, and we really appreciate you taking part in this for us. It's a blessing. We appreciate it. I'm going to start off tonight with a prayer, and I'd ask everybody to bow your heads with me, and we'll pray to God. Most holy God, 2020 has been a difficult year for so many reasons, but regardless of the circumstances we face, help us find true comfort in the knowledge that you are in complete control. We give you praise and thanksgiving for nutritious food when so many go hungry, for safe, warm shelter when so many are homeless, and for family and friends when so many are lonely. We are blessed by you so that we can be a blessing to others. Thank you to all who have joined us tonight. We ask for your blessings and protection on them and their families. May all that is accomplished here tonight bring praise and honor and glory and worship to you. And we ask and pray in the name of your Son, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. And thank you, Dwayne. And as our crew back in the, I'll call it the booth, helps us out here a little bit, we'll give them a minute to catch up with what you and I just did so that we can make sure we're on the next appropriate item as we take care of the action this evening. You know, Dwayne, we think about the number of meals that are served. Can you tell me a little bit about maybe last year's number of meals served?
Yeah, I can do that, Mike. I want to talk a little bit. We served 199 meals today.
Wow.
Here at Refuge of Hope. We've been very blessed that we have not missed a meal during the whole year.
Wow.
And we serve usually 8 meals a week, and that's the most of any kind of agency like this in Stark County. But a couple times during the pandemic, we had to go to 11 meals a week. We did that for several months to make sure that we offered food for many people that needed it. Last year, we did 91,913 meals.
Let me say that out loud again. 91,000? 913
91,
meals.
913, exactly.
Nearly 92,000.
Yep. And this year we're estimating it's going to be down a little bit because of the pandemic, but we're still going to do over 80,000 meals this year. And I consider that excellent considering the circumstances we're in.
Absolutely. And Dwayne, I think it's so powerful when we think of that number, but also lets me lean back into your mission. Your mission is so spiritually driven and at the same time service oriented.
Exactly right.
When I think of thanks and giving tonight, the idea of thanks means gratitude.
Yep.
And giving means contribution. So I want to share gratitude for your contribution to this community on such a level. And we have sponsors within the community too who have helped us tonight. So we'll use thanks and giving and share a few of those as well.
Yeah, we love our sponsors for sure.
Oh, Dwayne, well, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. And we're going to pay tribute to a few sponsors right now. So our meal sponsors, the Barnhart Group, Beaver Constructors Incorporated, Black McCuskey, Souers, and Arbaugh, LPA. Jeff and Stacy Dulick, wonderful people in our community, just so special. Hilsher Clark Electrical, Impact Development Company, Krugliak Wilkins, Griffiths and Daugherty Company, LPA, Life Care Family, Health and Dental, the Ramsburg Insurance and Financial Services, there in Hartville, S&K Asphalt and Concrete Company, and Stark County Automobile Dealers Association. Boy, Dwayne, you think about the list, and I'm sure our folks saw that on screen, so hopefully they had a chance. Yes, and I'm going to come back to that number, 91,913 meals.
Exactly right.
So some folks are going to perhaps try to do something on their calculator right now, I'm sure, to say, okay, number of days per week, number of weeks. They'll get into the wow factor again.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm going to give a little tease here. That number may show up on a quiz later.
Really?
Somebody might be able to just win a prize.
That'd be great.
So maybe I'll say that number again, what, 91,000?
913.
Thank you,
meals.
Dwayne. Yep. I
right.
knew you'd choir right in there with me. We'll make sure they get it. Well, Dwayne, last year, this is another piece of the ministry that's really cool. 125 men, you helped find their own place. So not only are they here day to day, but you're helping them become independent. Talk a little bit about that.
Again, in our shelter, we have been very blessed by God. We have not had a night when we haven't had somebody staying in our shelter. We have the only men's emergency and transitional housing shelter in Stark County. And we have beds for 66, but working with the local health officials, they ask us not to have any more than 40 people here at night. We're going to have 34 guys staying with us tonight. Regardless of the pandemic, our mission stays the same. We want to take men from homelessness to independence. And the good news is that this year, 134 guys have gone through our shelter into their own apartments. That's more to date than we've done all of last year.
Wow.
So, yeah. And so one of those men is Ernie. We moved Ernie this Monday into his apartment. I'm sure he was blessed to have the apartment. It's a blessing for us to be able to do that. And we depend on our donors to be able to make sure that we have many more Ernies coming this year and next year. That's what we're looking for.
Boy, Dwayne, you summarize that beautifully. You take the number of meals, number of men helped into independence,
right,
and the power behind it are the donors.
Without them, I mean, we can't do it, nothing without our donors. Our donors are a blessing to us.
Boy, the blessing, and tonight the chance to really double down on that blessing
right,
when we think about that.
Yep. Mike, I want to talk to you. We do have a couple of shelter sponsors also.
Oh,
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah,
we were talking about those types of sponsors, so let's go through those. Dwayne, why don't you give a nice list of those?
S.A. Commonell and Company, Randy and Leslee Snow, and the Whitaker Engineering Company. What a blessing they've been to Refuge of Hope.
Oh my goodness, yet another layer of support. And hopefully that tees it up for everybody tonight around that idea of community. And I'll use the word community, folks, as you're watching and listening. The word community can be broken down into the phrase, come in unity. The word community, come in unity. And the opportunity tonight for us to come together in unity to help this wonderful organization in its 11th gala, it's going to be an amazing way that you can lift up this mission. So make sure that you get a chance to take a look at some of the items. Get into this booklet for sure. And there's some wonderful, wonderful items. I want to make sure I point out a couple to you as well. There's a Nintendo Switch, which is number 21. Make sure you take a look at that one before 9 o'clock. Number 19, a 2-bike donation, which is the coolest thing. You donate the bike through your bid to 2 men who get an opportunity to move back and forth throughout the day and return to the shelter. And then there's a gas fire pit, which is number 17. Make sure you spend some time checking these 3 out among all the others in our booklet. So hey, don't be running away and filling up a beverage just yet or letting the dog out. People are bidding while you do that.
Oh, you did, man.
So make sure you stay cued in. Speaking of cued in, you got to hear from Dwayne. He does a wonderful job here. But there's also a big heart and a big spirit inside this organization in the Director of Development, and that is Joanne Carpenter. And she is going to join us and join me in our evening of celebration, but also in another way to let you know a little bit more about what's going on. So Joanne, welcome. And you and I are doing our thing with our masks, and even when Dwayne left, we kept our distance. So I'll give you the big hug.
Yep.
From across the way, as if we'd have done it on stage at Brookside.
That's true. That's all we can do.
Yep.
That's all
for
we
sure.
can do.
Just share a little bit about just the excitement of the evening. I love that you're here and that you're able to, we're going to certainly work through our evening, but just talk a little about the energy.
Well, I have to tell you, we are not at Brookside, and we didn't just have a delicious meal, but we are together, and that's the most important thing. We are gathered together for our gala to help the residents and our meal ministry guests, to help this community. So while we're not all in the same room, we are together.
And that word together, we'll come back to that, come in unity, doesn't mean we have to just be physically present to come in unity. We're coming in unity tonight through this wonderful, wonderful transformation of an event. Speaking of transformation, I'll just share it this way. There's a particular person that I think you want to honor tonight, correct? To share a little bit about maybe how the impact was for this young man?
Well, there is, and over the years we've seen many, many success stories come through Refuge of Hope. And we are so blessed with each and every one of them. And so one tonight comes out, he stands out. Particularly, I've known him for several years, and his name is Eric Clark, and we're going to ask Eric to come join us, and we're going to talk to him just a little bit.
Yep, as Eric makes his way onto the scene a little bit, Joanne, this is awesome to have someone who I know that's close to your heart and you've had a chance to spend time with. So he represents a number of folks that come through the doors over and over. So I can't wait for you to have that chance to visit with him and spend a little bit of time with him.
Well, I'm excited to introduce Eric to you and to all of our guests tonight. So as you exit your chair, we're going to have Eric come in safely, and I'm going to have a little conversation with him, if that's okay.
I sure will.
Mask up. There you go.
Mask up for sure, and we'll let you bring Eric right on in. Thank you, Joanne.
Thank you. Eric, come on in and have a seat. I want to tell everybody right now that I don't want you to watch it at this minute, but on our website, there is a video currently playing, and it was shot in the spring of 2016, and that's when Eric moved out. And towards the end of the video, you will see Eric talk about his new apartment, what it means to him, what he learned at Refuge of Hope. And I will tell you that some of the things in that video that stands out is where Eric says he's learned to give and not take. And he receives so much more in doing that. And also, his life has come full circle. And that was in 2016. So now we've got a lot of things to talk about, and that's about you are a homeowner.
Yes.
And you have, look at you and your dog in these pictures, and you and your house on your front porch. How exciting is that?
It was great. I rescued him as a pup. It was a good thing.
Yeah, good. Well, I'd like to show you all now a video of Eric talking about what his new home means to him and being a homeowner. So we're going to show the video now.
Hey, Eric.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
It looks like it. You got your own place here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to come in?
I'd love to, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So how you been?
I'm doing good. Everything at Refuge of Hope is doing good. And
That's good.
We're,
I know I ain't got no phone calls to fix anything.
well, we know you know how, so we know where to find you. Literally, we're here. We know where to find you. So this is your place, huh?
Yeah, this is one of my places.
One of your places.
Yes. I own another property that backs up catty corner off of this lot. And life is good.
Wow.
I'm making every move of every day, trying to progress, do what I do, you know.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about it here.
Come on in and sit. I left the Refuge of Hope. Basically, ICANN blessed me with an apartment that I kept paid up for 5 years and never missed a lick. And then when I returned it, they got their deposit back. I felt real proud about that. And then once I did that, I moved here, and it took a lot of money and a lot of my time. But thank God that He has blessed me with the ability to make money. And being the carpenter that I am, just like Jesus Christ, I am building and designing this house to fit and suit me, even though it is a family house. And it's everything that I ever wanted, to have the ability to have what I need, enough space, enough time. But my job is wonderful. The company I work for, when my dad passed, the whole corp shut down, came to his funeral, the whole company. And it was amazing. And I'll never forget that. But I also had the privilege of trying to help out a friend, but now I'm stuck with another property which I'm thinking about either renting out or selling. And it's on the next block. But everything that I've been through as a Christian and every step that I've ever taken, my goal list is doubled, tripled, it never ends. The hardest thing that you could do is give up. When you are down and out, once you start standing up as a Christian, you just can't stand down. You just can't back up. You can't just go back to where you began. To me, that would be failure. I will never stop being the person that I am. I help so many individuals. I can't believe how much my life has changed. And one quick note, and when I was at the Refuge of Hope, I took 2 things to hang on the wall. And it was this picture over here of the little girl saying grace with a Jack Russell. And this mirror over here that has nothing but pink hearts on it. And I still have them to this day, that somebody donated, that somebody gave me through the Refuge of Hope. Thank you.
Wow, Eric, it looks like God has just opened many doors for you, and you're working full time.
Yes, I am, Joanne. Yes.
Where are you lucky enough to be employed right now?
Smith Development Corporation. I was blessed to be in their presence, real small corp. We do a lot of beautiful homes year in, year out.
Nice, nice. Well, you know, Eric, we had the opportunity to come visit you in Jackson Township on a home that you are working on, and I had the opportunity to speak to your boss.
Yes.
Would you like to hear what he had to say about you?
Yes, I would.
All right, let's watch this video. This is from Steve Smith, president of Smith Development Company.
Steve took a chance on Eric Clark about 5 years ago to involve him in his business. So Steve, tell me about taking a chance on someone from a homeless shelter and giving him a fresh start in employment.
Well, it was exciting for us. This is the type of thing we like to see. I've been involved with Refuge of Hope for a number of years now through our church organization and individually. My son did a scouting project, an Eagle project for the shelter approximately 10 years ago. And that was the beginning of my understanding of the good work that you guys do. And so we felt fortunate that we were able to meet Eric and bring him on board with our company as a laborer, and he has now moved into a position where he is supervising others, individuals, and has been truly an asset to our company.
That's wonderful. You know, I remember when Eric moved out 5 years ago, and we did do the video shoot that you all have seen at that time, and Eric has his guitar out and he's playing, and he's quite excited in his new place, and here we are. He just purchased his home, and
Yes.
with the skills that he has learned through you and he's developed over the years, he's remodeling his own home, and that's very exciting. So can you share a few of the projects that you and Eric have worked on over the years together?
Eric's been involved in really all of the projects over the last 4 or 5 years with us. Specifically, he's been involved in the Parade of Homes. That was an award-winning home this past year in 2019. 2020, he'll be involved in the Parade of Homes also that's upcoming. In addition, he's worked quite a bit over at the Stark County Humane Society on a big project that we've been doing for them, multiple commercial jobs, doctor's offices, new homes, remodeling. Just been a real asset to our company, and we've been glad to have him.
Oh, that's so exciting to hear. You know, when Eric stayed at Refuge of Hope, he was a resident assistant, and he took on extra responsibilities there. He was always a hard worker and just going the extra mile all the time. So with proper recommendations, this was a good fit for you.
Oh, it's beautiful. It was wonderful. We felt blessed that he came to us. He's been a good worker. Just getting a guy to show up on a construction job is tough. Eric's responsible. We can count on him, and he's truly been an asset to us. I would encourage anybody considering doing and walking the path that we have to carefully consider it. It is something that it was a positive experience for us, and we hope someday in the future to continue that relationship and to be able to employ other folks that are turning their lives around.
Well, that's an important thing to add too. We've all made poor choices in our lives. None of us are perfect, and we've all made some poor choices and bad decisions in our lives. And yet, there is a second chance available. And as Eric moved out on his own and he was seeking an employment, you certainly gave him that second chance. And we are just thrilled to speak with you today and see Eric on the work site. And this is what he's been doing. We're in the basement of a brand new home, and the framing is all done. And he was working on the steps as we came down, and
Right.
you know, just hard at work, always at it. And so we don't want to take up too much of your time today because you've got a job to finish. And we want to be sensitive to that. But thank you so much for allowing us to come in today. Thank you for meeting with us and speaking to our donors tonight. And is there any other thing that you would like to add?
Well, it's been a wonderful opportunity for us to share in your mission statement to make things happen for people that do need a second chance. And in this particular case, it worked out for everybody. And now we have a productive member of society, new homeowner
Right.
that has turned his life around. And we were glad to be just part of the process and part of Refuge of Hope mission.
Well, Eric, I know what a hard worker you were when you stayed at Refuge of Hope and how dedicated and loyal you were to the mission. tell me, how does it feel to hear Steve say those wonderful things about all of your accomplishments?
Well, Joanne, I would almost have to phrase it like I'm not really an employee versus I'm like family. They take care of me, I take care of them. Everybody plays their part, just like it was at the Refuge of Hope. We take it every day, one step at a time. We get the problems, we get them solved, and we move forward. And it's all part of God's plan.
Well said. Well said, Eric. Thank you for that. And thank you for showing us what happens when our donors provide meals, shelter, and hope. And Eric, we're going to keep you in our prayers, and we're going to bring you back at the end of the evening because you're going to be involved in drawing that lucky ticket for $5,000.
Thank you.
So Eric, thank you for joining us, and we are going to bring Mike back on. Well, Mike, what'd you think?
Joanne, when I reflect upon what we saw, and then I think about Eric's response. He talked about non-employee, we're family. Well, he has to have a sense of family from somewhere, and my sense is that Refuge of Hope, as he shared, we work on the problem, we take care of the problem. He used the word we.
Yes.
He didn't say I.
Yes.
So my notion from that is the power of we is the power through what you guys deliver as family here that allows him to feel that way so that he, in fact, can be that contributor for his workplace and his workplace family. So just amazing, just amazing.
Yeah.
So you still have a lot of work to do this year, though, don't you? So
Yes,
let's
we
use
certainly do.
Eric's story. So you think,
Yes.
all right, but, so how do we make that thing go? So what do you need? What do we need to think about, but what can we do to be helpful to you, too? What do you need?
Well, I really hate to even bring up the word pandemic. I hate to bring up the word virus, but it is a part of our lives, and this has been an exceptional year. And we need to continue doing what Refuge of Hope has always done. We need to create a family atmosphere for the men, women, and children that we serve. Oops, my mask fell off there. We need to continue to serve those meals, to provide the shelter for the men. This year, we've moved 129 men from staying in our shelter, from being homeless, into their own apartments.
And that's crazy powerful because that's just not one opportunity, A to B. There are many steps to that.
There are. And when we count those numbers over the years, very few have had to return for a second chance. So what we have to do right now is we're going to go into our Fund a Need program. But first, we have a quick video to show you.
Hi, Eric. You have impressed me, not with just how far you have come, but how you give back. Dawn and I believe in the work of Refuge of Hope and challenge anyone who wants to hear more success stories like Eric's to match our challenge of $25,000, individually or as a group. Eric Clark is giving his testimony live, and he has just purchased a home. He's working and has moved into a supervisor position. His original video of when he moves out 5 years ago can be seen on our website. He has done so well. Now more than ever, it's time to step it up, folks. Last year, I got one wonderful donor to match. This year, I'm shooting for 3 matches. Together, we can do this. Thank you, and God bless.
You know the rest of that story.
Okay, so you heard Ron,
Boy, John, how about that?
a $25,000 challenge.
It made me have to sit down even more. I tell most people there's only about 10 inches between my seated and standing position because I'm a short guy. That knocked me all the way down 10 inches. It's just the best. How about that right out of the gate?
I know, that's so exciting. So I will tell you all now, on the screen you're going to see several ways to give. Go to refugeofhope.org and give it our online giving page. You can call 330-453-1785. Julie and Carol will be there to take in your donations. Or, my friends, you can text me with your match for Ron's $25,000 if there's anybody out there that chooses to give. And in just a couple minutes, we'll continue the bidding with a $10,000 bid. But right now, we're just going to talk a bit and wait for a couple of those bids to come in.
25,000, and there might be someone out there who would say, you know what, I like that story I just saw, I'm in. Mr. Hartman, I'm in.
I know, and that's so exciting.
Right in your hand, right in your hand.
I know. I'm watching right now, and I'm watching who's tuning in and who's texting me at 330-280-2153. And I will have to tell you, are you ready for this?
I am seated again.
Bob and Amy just gave $25,000 to match Ron's. How exciting is that?
So wait, so let me do the math. You have $50,000 right now.
In our Fund to Need program?
In the Fund to Need, just in the first 5 minutes.
I know.
And
I know.
the cool thing is it's right in your hand. Money in hand, we'll say, by name.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Joy. No, so if you and I just talk a little bit more, we might get another one.
Well, I'm hoping that's the case. So
There's
if
some
I
karma.
look down at my phone, please forgive me. I don't mean to be rude here, but I'm going to watch these donations come in. And then we're going to give everybody the opportunity to participate through the rest of this part of the program with your gifts for the Fund to Need. So this money goes directly into helping the men, women, and children that we serve at Refuge of Hope. And to help men like Eric and Joe and his family just gave $25,000. Oh my gosh.
So $75,000. And are we going to blame Eric for that?
Well,
Just kidding.
I'll tell you what.
You have to blame somebody, that's a guy to blame. Given that story and Mr. Hartman and the kickoff, how about that? And the cool thing is that in your hand, you've got $75,000.
I know, and this is the greatest thing ever because it's almost like being there with you guys and everybody seeing somebody raise that paddle and say, I'm going to match that. So we're going to continue to watch this. Now, keep in mind, if you're in a watch party or you have some friends, you can text them and collectively give $25,000, or from your family, or however you choose to do that. So we're going to be watching this as we go. And again, you can go to refugeofhope.org and give through our Donate Now page. You can call 330-453-1785, or even better yet, give me a text at 330-280-2153 so we can announce it instantly on how you're giving. So do you think we're ready to go into the $10,000 area?
You know, Joanne, I'm thinking about how cool it is, the watch party idea. So let's say maybe you couldn't reach the 25,000, but you're at a watch party, or you could text friends and say, hey, how about if we look at an increment? Like, we're going to take them to 10,000 here in a little bit, but there might be a 10,000 or maybe even a 5,000 at some point in time, and we'll talk you through that. So when you get to those levels, you might say, hey guys, let's get in on that. So I love that the watch party idea, and that there's 3 different ways that you can give.
Yes.
Texting you, getting online, or calling in.
Right.
So really, whatever's at your disposal, go for it. And teaming up right now is the best way, because here's why. When many, many folks come together and give, there's a sense of team in that, and then it becomes something that they talk about as a group forever. Remember when we did this for Refuge of Hope?
Yes.
And what it does, it just causes that spirit to rise up inside us just a little bit and say, that's good. That's really good.
Yes, and you can share in that joy all together, knowing that you made a difference in someone's life today.
Yeah, it's just powerful, crazy. We talk about hope, and hope just means the dream of a soul that's awake.
Yes.
So if we can keep nudging in with these dollars tonight, know we're touching Eric's and causing that soulful side to start to wake up and say, come on, I can get from here into my independence.
Right.
So I just love it. So you think we should move to another level or two?
Yes, I think we
Take them through
should.
a little bit?
Yes.
So I think we were kicking around the idea from 25 down to 10.
Yeah, $10,000.
10,000. So we'll pause. We'll give folks a chance to maybe huddle up, team up, and we'll see.
All right. All right, I'm getting some texts. This is good. This is good. I don't have a $10,000 one yet, but if you have $10,000, you can call in, you can go to the website, or you can send me a text at 330-280-2153.
Awesome, Jim. So we think about 10. Should we give them the sneak peek about the next one down in case they're wrestling with it a little bit?
We can do that.
Give them a chance to consider. You got 10. We're going to move to 5,000 as well. So think about the 10,000 as a team, or now you can get into that 5,000 range again as a team and say, all right, we can commit to this. I'll put it up and come collect from you later. You're my friends. I know where to find you.
And I do have a $5,000 gift.
Yes.
So when you text me, make sure that you put your name on your text and the amount that you want to give. So let's see if we have any more $5,000 gifts out there. And again, there's 3 ways to give. And just imagine yourself being at Brookside right now. Feel the energy in the room. Feel the energy of the other people at your table giving right now, raising their paddle at the $5,000 level. See the excitement in people's faces. Eric's just outside the room right now, and knowing that you all made a difference in his life by your generosity and your generous giving. So thank you for that.
Boy, Joanne, you think about Eric's story, I love where you went, because that becomes priceless.
Yes.
Because of how your donation multiplies.
Yes.
Into years for him of gainful employment.
Right.
Years forward of him making contribution.
Yes.
And a chance to give it back. So oftentimes we think we're just in this evening taking care of it, basically a big gala. Oh, it's much bigger than that.
We have another $5,000 gift.
Oh,
another $5,000. Thank you so much.
Teaming up out there, Joe. I feel it. They're starting to talk. It's like the table that you mentioned.
They are.
You
Whoa.
got another one?
Hold on one second here.
This
Hold
thing
on one
in your
second.
hand is working.
This thing in my hand is awesome. I have another $5,000 gift.
Oh.
And I have a group $25,000 gift. They went together.
They went back to 25K.
They went back to 25. It took them a minute. They had to text, and they were busy, but they did it. They were tech savvy, and they got it. So we had another 25,000. So are you keeping track on your fingers
on
now?
the 25s, does that take us like right 100?
Yes.
And then you start working on these others that we're talking about. But that's short guy 5th grade math. So
Yes.
I might be just a little off, but it's still 6 figures.
Right. And then the other 2 $5,000 gifts, that's amazing and awesome. So thank you for all of that. So
I know, speechless because it's good.
I know, and I'm watching this on my phone, and I know that they are manning the phones and the website in there as well too. So this is just so exciting. But do you think maybe it's time to go to that $2,500?
Take that $2,500. Here's the cool thing about that. Some folks right on that tipping point or the cusp of $2,500 think, do I need to do that all myself? No, it's even better. You can still work your table.
Yes.
The metaphorical table. Say, hey, if 5 of us each give 500.
Yeah.
All right, we can be there. And what we've done is just crazy good. The more becomes the better story about you sharing it together. So if you can team up again, go for it, certainly individually if you can. But I like this teamwork. I think that's what's going out there. And to have that in your hand, literally, lets us know there's a lot of teamwork going on out there.
Well, let's go back to when Eric talked about being a family. We've talked at Refuge of Hope for the last 10 years about the Refuge of Hope family. And we've created that family atmosphere. And that's working together to accomplish everything that we need to do at Refuge of Hope. And that's what we did in March at the beginning of this pandemic. When we lost all of our volunteers, who served all the meals? Who helped prepare all the meals? The staff did. We worked together. Man, we weren't going to let anything stop us. And were we going to serve just 8 meals a week? No, we upped it to 11 meals a week. Let's serve even more with less hands.
Yeah, how about
because
that?
we're a family and we can pull together and do this. So Dwayne was right there in the kitchen. Christy and I, Scott in the shelter. Supervisors were in there and working with Yolanda and Melva and just making all this happen to serve all those meals in carry-out containers so everybody was safe. But boy, by golly, we did it because we're a family.
Well, Joanne, when I hear you describe that, and I know folks at home are picturing this as well, less staff,
Yes.
more meals,
Yes.
and a little bit out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the best way.
Yes.
But it makes us real.
Yeah.
So when the men are coming in and they see this activity, they're thinking, whoa, you know, they don't have to do that.
Right.
But now they're elbow to elbow with us.
Right.
We know they care even more.
They
So
do.
when you have a family of staff like you guys do here, which I've observed many years over, this is special. I call them gems. They're beyond just gifts, they're gems. And to hear how that has worked
Yes.
makes this not only a good investment, but just think about what you're doing for our community overall. The pebble in the pond concept. If you help here, it helps all of that other continue. So much so that you continued serving when it was really challenging.
We did. And I want to tell you that you are all part of the Refuge of Hope family. It's not just the staff, it's not just our volunteers, it's not the residents who stay with us, dinner guests, it includes everybody, this community. You come here one time, you donate one time, you're part of Refuge of Hope family. So what do you think, Mike? You think it's time to go to the $1,000 mark?
I think so. As we bring them on home, kind of crossing that
Yes.
finish line with this segment of our evening, that $1,000 marker, that's a cool one. Because again, team up, it's much more doable, or you can actually go a little bit larger group and
Yes.
say, hey, can you give $100? Get 10 of us in.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Or say, hey, I'll front it. I got it. I'll go get my buddies.
Yeah.
I know they owe me something. From that golf game or from that gift that I missed or something that they said, hey, if you ever need anything,
Yes.
Mike or Joanne, well, here comes that thing.
That's right. That's wait a minute. There's another text coming through here.
This is the neatest thing to have the text in our hands tonight.
Okay, I have a $2,500 gift that just came through. Thank you, Nancy and Stephen. And also, hang on. Oh my gosh. Are you ready for this?
Well, I'm sitting down or falling down.
Yes. We have another group, $25,000. Another group went together for $25,000.
No, this is almost taking oxygen out of our room because it's so cool. So that's $125K.
You guys are amazing in your groups and coming together to say, we're going to make this happen. We are going to do this. And I know Ron and Don, who are watching tonight, that set out that challenge, have just got to be grinning ear to ear and saying, thank you for stepping up. Thank you for making a difference in the lives of men like Eric and for our dinner guests who come here for meals.
Boy, when you think about it, I know the setting over our shoulders is very festive, but you see that special cross back up on the wall. So there's some great energy going on here. We'll call it that spirit of the season, and we'll talk about that season a little bit later. But I think everyone's nudged with that little special God-given gift we've all been given. That's that spirit deep down inside that contributes.
Yes.
From our time, our talent, or our treasure.
Right.
However we can give. And that's being stirred up tonight. So I'll smile and say, we got a little, I think, angelic energy going on, maybe a little divine intervention. But most importantly, you're just using your God-given skills, talents through your time, talent, and treasure. Thank you for that. And again, as we work our way down, any amount is helpful. Joanne, I know any amount helps because
Absolutely.
we say spoonfuls make a bucket.
That's right.
And certainly that's what you're doing.
Absolutely. And I have to tell you, I'm trying not to cry. It's very overwhelming to see the generosity of everyone giving right now. And always we give the honor, the praise, and the glory to God for working through all of you to make this night happen. And thank you so much. So what do you think about that $500 level?
Let's get right down to that.
Okay.
Let's go to that 500. It's a nice even number. And again, you can share it, or maybe just two of you are going to say, hey, $250 each, I'm in. We can do this.
Right.
We'll team up or break it up even more. Yep, we'll take a few minutes and run at 500 and see what pops in there, again, through the 3 different ways that you can give.
Okay. So, John and Rhonda, $1,000. And
Awesome.
yes,
Thanks, John,
Mike and
Rhonda.
Julie, $1,500. Thank you guys so very, very much. And again, if you choose to give any amount at all, we're at the $500 level right now. And if you choose to give $500, you can text me. We have a $500 one that came in over the phone. Thank you so much. My text is 330-280-2153. So we're going to be lifelong friends because you're giving me your phone number now. So I'm going to call you, invite you to lunch.
Yeah.
We're going to go have coffee after the pandemic. But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you so very,
You're going to have
very
to
much.
upgrade that phone so that it has more storage, I think, Joy.
I know.
So she have to get rid of some of her apps so she can have all of you in there now.
No more crushing candy for me.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Joy, you think about, we're coming back to it, that whole idea of coming in unity, the word community.
Yes.
And it keeps echoing back to saying, folks are coming in unity right now, creating that sense of community around Refuge.
Yep.
It's
and
the coolest thing.
hate to interrupt you here, but I'm going
Hey,
to.
if it's worth money. Go
Another
ahead.
$1,500 came in from Randy and Leslie. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Boy, when you hear the first names, it makes you smile. Because remember, we used to just see a number.
Yes.
And that
yes.
works cool. But
Yes.
now we can even make it more personal.
Yes.
We can put a couple of names right beside it. Instead of saying bidder 245, thank you. Now we can say Randy and Leslie, thank you.
Yes, yes. And I know that for some this has been a challenging year, and I know some businesses are struggling a little bit, but there's something that we can all do. And maybe the $250.
Good spot. Let's just say 250. It's a nice,
250,
let's go
yeah.
250
Yeah,
and let that
250.
be open for a little bit of
250,
time.
Yeah.
I like that idea as we head into our final leg, if you will, of the, we used to call it the Raise the Paddle, but we're
Right.
just going to call it Fund the Cause.
Just got a $2,000 donation from Bob and Lois. Thank you
Thank
so
you, guys.
much.
Thanks,
Thank
Bob
you.
and Lois. Oh, you know, Joanne, having 3 ways to give really helps too. They can text you, they can hop online, click, or call in and say, we've got you.
Yeah, but I want them all to text me because I want to see it. I want to see it happen and come in. I get so excited. I'm going to do the happy dance before the end of the night. I know I'm going to have to get up and dance around these trees or something because it's just so incredible to see the generosity of this community.
Boy, for sure. And you think about using your particular mission. You guys have been so mission driven. So when folks make contribution,
Yes.
when that mission is solid and it connects to the work, when it is spot on, those contributions even feel better because you know it's straight line in and your mission is so pure here.
Yes.
So locked in.
Yeah.
And you see it every day. It's not
Right.
something that you have to wait for. It shows up every day.
Right. Well, you know, we were at the 250 mark, and I think,
Down to that $100 mark now?
don't you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you,
Yeah.
there's a spot where you might say, I can do that. I can do
Yes.
$100, and
Yes.
we'll make that we can use that our last spot perhaps, and then if anyone wants to do anything else thereafter,
Yes.
they've got a chance to do that as well.
Yes.
Nothing is too small, but we'll stay formal at the $100.
Yes.
And then we can let you still continue to give through the evening as the formal part will eventually end, and you get basically another hour to keep online bidding going on.
Right.
It might be an idea that they want to just call in at that time too and say, hey, I'd like to give.
Right. And so we're going to keep the bidding open. You can do that all night long and keep bidding. Keep in mind there's a trivia question coming up yet, and we have the drawing for $5,000. Okay, so
And that's our
okay.
man Eric, right? He's going to be helping us out with that.
I've got some more to announce. So
Let's do it.
Bob and Michelle gave $500. Rick and Christy gave $100. I have a $2,500 gift from John and Holly. So keep them coming, folks. Keep texting. There's so many ways to give. And if I've missed you because my phone is blowing up here, I don't intentionally mean to do that. I'm trying to catch them as everything comes in. So we do need to thank our Hope sponsors tonight. I just definitely want to do that. So John and Diane Boneyard and Hendrickson Corporation, and of course, our overall presenting sponsor, Ron and Don Hartman, who made all of this possible to come into your homes tonight, and who kicked off our $25,000 match challenge. So just like all these pieces are coming together to solve the difficult puzzle of hunger and homelessness by sharing hope through Jesus Christ. So, all right, now I want to give something away. So we have, for the trivia question that we teased you about earlier, and I hope you were paying attention.
There was a number attached to that or something, wasn't there?
There was a number attached to that. So what I have to give away right now is this. We have 12 pie gift cards from the Hartville Kitchen. So you could use those, one for every month, or you can buy 12 pies for Thanksgiving, or you can buy 6 for Thanksgiving, 6 for Christmas, or you can just use them all yourself in one day, however you choose to do it. So the first person that texts me at 330-280-2153, the answer to this question that's going to pop up on your screen. Okay. Okay. All right, so that is the first person that texts me. How many meals were served at Refuge of Hope last year? Okay, text me that, 330-280-2153. Uh-oh, I have a winner. Hang on. Okay, so whoever text in the very first number, your last 4 digits of your phone are 5512. I need your name, because you're not in my contacts. We need to connect here. So I can give you those pie coupons, but you guessed 91,913. I'm so excited here, I can't do numbers.
It's still a big number. You know, I was thinking about that. Those 12 pies, they could make 12 people happy for Christmas, too.
They certainly could.
Oh, my.
So if you have the last 4 digits of your phone number that text me the correct number, 5512, I need your name. So I know who to give the gift cards to, or, you know, Mike and I'll have to split them up
For
here
sure.
or something.
Or there'll be a lot of people with the last 4 digits of that number with their name now. We'll have fun. There'll be really some great friends.
Okay, Paul Wallace. Paul Wallace won the pies. Nice job, Paul. Thank you so much.
For sure, Paul. Thank you. And how cool to manage a pie giveaway virtually.
Yeah.
And it's still going to be as fun when you actually get the pie. So I smile about the whole organization tonight. Well done by your whole team. And this is another quick example of how fun this has become in a real challenging time.
I know.
It's the best. It's the best.
Yeah, and there's going to be more chances because, again, coming up, we are going to have the $5,000 cash raffle.
And I think Eric's going to be the draw of that eventually, isn't he?
I think he is.
I say he's our MVP tonight as we...
He is, and we have a very unique way. You know, we just don't do anything standard here. We don't have a fish bowl. Actually, I have a fish on my desk.
Yeah.
Oscar, yeah.
Oscar? He's not drawing, though, is he?
No,
Eric's
he is not.
All right.
But before we get to that drawing, I really want to introduce you to someone. I want to introduce you to Heather Chapman. And I'll tell you, Heather this year and her committee have been amazing. First, we were going to have a live gala. Then it says, we can't have a live gala. We have to do it virtually. How are we going to do this? And Heather and her team made all of this happen. They have been troopers, and they said, we're going forward with this. We're going to find a way to do this, and by golly, here we are all tonight. So Heather, please come and join us.
Well, as Heather comes in, too, as I leave, and I've got to put my mask back on, hey, check out that jewelry. I believe there are 4 pulls left. So as we get down to the wire and I step away and really let you honor Heather, you might want to check out that jewelry while I sneak off. Check it out in a hurry. Heather, come on in here while I exit.
Okay, Heather, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, from the entire Refuge of Hope family. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was such a great experience. Thank you everyone so much for watching tonight and helping us make this event a success. As everyone knows, this has been a tough, challenging year, but through working together and putting the needs of the men, women, and children that depend on Refuge of Hope for meals, shelters, and support to the top of their giving list, our donors have shown how much this mission means to them. I want to thank our amazing sponsors for the donations. You have shown us some great things can come out of 2020. Thank you so much for stepping up. Thank you for the incredible, tireless work of the entire staff of Refuge of Hope. None of this would be possible without you and your dedication. This isn't just a job to you. Your passion comes from the heart, and it really shows. Lastly, I want to thank the amazing Gala committee. It was such a unique, different year, but every one of you were up for the challenge and made it the great event that it was. I can't begin to tell you how much your behind-the-scenes work is crucial to pulling off this event, and I am so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great night. Bid and donate as much as you're able, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for your generosity.
Okay, and Heather, we have a little gift from you that Mike is going to present.
I'm going to walk in here to the camera so we can all be
Sorry.
seen.
Okay.
Do it this way.
Thank you so much.
I can't give you the big hug
No.
that we would, but I'll do this with you. There you
Thank
go.
you. Oh,
Congratulations.
thank you so
And
much.
Certainly, and you can give her that proverbial
Yes.
hug along the way,
Thank you,
too.
Heather.
How cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. They're beautiful.
You are so
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you. All right. Now, there's still more things to bid on online, and that doesn't close till 9 o'clock. So get your programs out, get online, bid up those auction items. There's some really cool things on this year that Heather, you and your committee pulled together, and it's amazing. And one other thing I needed to announce, we have 4 boxes of jewelry left in the jewelry pool. So for $50, you can go to our website and go to the jewelry pool, and we have 4 boxes of jewelry left. And I have to tell you, I'm wearing my bracelet that I got today, and I love it. So, husbands, go bid on those.
Thank you, Heather,
Thank
very
you
much.
very
We
much. Thank you.
celebrate you very much.
Sorry.
You go ahead. I'll slide back in. Yes, we're taking good care of use of our mask and all the other things going on, Joanne. It's been perfect. And I'm thinking of what, gosh, we've got this money that we could give away, and giving money away is, it's a lot of fun. We're going to get to that, the big draw, and you had alluded to that as well. And you talked a little bit about the jewelry, so make sure you spend a little time there. The mystery jewelry pool, just a few surprises left, and you mentioned there's 4, and let's see if we can get home on that. Make sure you're checking how your bids are doing. As
Yes.
Joanne and I are starting
Yes.
to wrap up our formal part, bidding stays open until 9 o'clock.
Right.
And doors open for the men here in a little bit too, correct? This
They do.
evening?
The men start checking in at 9 o'clock. We have had to lower the number of men that we can have right now to 40, health department regulations. But we are housing men. Everybody's being tested before they come in. And fortunately, throughout this entire thing, no one is tested positive. So we are blessed with that.
Boy, good point, Joanne. As I share that 9 o'clock hour, certainly that makes sense for all of us tonight, but it makes a lot of sense for the men who will be coming in.
It does.
So,
You know what? And speaking of the men, and the Christmas trees.
talk a little bit about that.
So on Christmas morning, can you imagine being homeless on Christmas morning? Any holiday, any day.
Right, any day. Point.
But on Christmas morning, so what we do on Christmas is something very, very special for our residents. And we go shopping for them, and this is very emotional. I've been doing this for a while. We cook a very special breakfast for them, and we have wonderful volunteers who come in and serve that breakfast. But we go shopping for the men, and they, homeless, get to choose, and I know I'm going to say the word underwear, but they get to choose the kind of underwear that they prefer, and it's in their bag when they open it up. And they receive personal care items in a book bag, and socks and new gloves and hats for winter, and a really, really nice hoodie. And we try to spend about $100 on each man.
Wow.
And anticipating the 40. Winter's right around the corner. It's cool tonight. Anticipating 40. We need about $4,000 to make this happen for 40 men on their Christmas. So that means right now you can text 330-280, and I'm pulling my phone back up.
Been a good phone tonight.
It's been a good phone. You guys have been generous, but I need someone now to give the full $4,000 to help us make Christmas happen for the men and make it a very, very special time. And I'll tell you what else we do. The day after Thanksgiving, we have a pizza party with the men, and this year it'll be properly distanced, and only a couple men will decorate the tree at the time. But we have a celebration where we decorate the tree for the dinner guest in the dining room. And so we'll be putting up the tree the day after Thanksgiving, and we will be shopping then all the rest of the time for these gifts for the men. But we're going to need about $4,000 to make that happen. So you can text me right now at 330-280-2153. And this time you need to give your name and say Christmas beside your donation, so I know that you want to contribute. Now, if you can't do the full $4,000, whatever you choose to give will be greatly appreciated. And the men, oh, I just wish you could see their faces on Christmas when they see a gift with their name on it.
Personalized.
Yes.
That's the power of I matter.
Yes.
That I'm seen.
Yes.
There's so much positive psychology in that.
Yes.
And I think about this would be a cool spot for a company.
Absolutely.
To just say,
Great idea.
Let's just, our company
Yes.
is going to take on that particular segment.
Yes.
And so if your friends are out there, or if you're working, or you're together with folks, or however you're able to be together, given how crazy it is, maybe you text that other CEO friend or the other executive and say, what if we just did this as a company and send it right on through and lift up that many men, 40 in this particular season.
Right, and if you choose, and you don't want to text me your gift on this, you want to give by credit card, whatever, if you just call 330-453-1785, Julie and Carol are manning the phones, and they can take your credit card donation over the phone, or you can choose to give online through your credit card at refugeofhope.org. You don't have to text me, but I love the communication. I mean, this has just been amazing.
Talk about having control. There's the control in a good way.
Okay,
in a good way.
okay.
I see what's happening here. I'm in control of how this news is coming in.
Okay.
It's better than the election results. I think we could steer clear of all that. These election results are spot on, one direction.
They are. They are. So while our guests are pondering what they may want to do for the men's Christmas, why don't we give some money away?
I'm up for that. How are we going to do that? So how's that roll?
Well, it rolls with a pot because we're about cooking here at Refuge of Hope.
I like it.
So I really think we need to mask up because we're going to be kind of close up for this.
I'm with you.
So we're going to mask up. We're going to bring Heather back in, and Heather is going to, she has a pair of tongs and a pot, and she's going to pick a number out of this pot, and we're going to announce it.
So cool. Heather, here I thought you want to sit to do, or are you okay to stand?
I'm okay.
You want to show them what's in the pot?
Yep.
Okay, there's
Take a peek there.
all those numbers in there.
Numbers connected to you if
Okay.
you bought a raffle ticket,
Right,
correct?
so let's put that pot up high so you can't see it.
Stir it up.
those up. Stir
Okay.
those up.
Oh,
Okay, you got just one?
Oh, you know what? I don't know about.
Is it better if you just put your hand in there?
Okay.
Okay, all right.
what do you see there?
I see 124. 124. Now, we do have your names attached to this. We didn't put them on the list. But if you want to shoot me a text right now and say, hey, I'm 124 and I just won $5,000. Congratulations
Thank
to you.
Boy,
I'm
Jonah,
so happy.
I think I hear someone yelling somewhere here and start counting. I'm not sure, but it just started waving across.
Yes.
That is so cool. Thank you, Heather, very much.
Yes, thank you. So again, number 124, you just won $5,000. If you happen to not be watching tonight, we'll forgive you. and we will call you and let you know that you just won the $5,000 from a raffle drawing.
Boy, Joanne, how about that? You think about a wonderful evening. You know, before we thank our sponsors, maybe I can share a quick story that will end the evening, but it was just nudging into me to celebrate you guys one more time before we go off air. And this story, very quickly, has to do with a father and his young son, who every day at 5 o'clock, father would come home and he and his son would be playing some little activity, backyard game. It was just father-son time right after work. Well, this one particular day, Dad comes home, son is ready to go like always, but Dad needs about 15 or 20 minutes just to relax. He just needed to catch up a little bit. So his son needed something to do. So what Dad does is open up the newspaper and finds the map of the world. There's partially a story going on inside the newspaper, and this map is there. So Dad takes the map, cuts it out, and then cuts it up into several pieces, probably 20. And he gives these pieces to his son and says, hey, put this puzzle together, put this map of the world together. When you get it together, bring it back to me. I will have rested, and we'll get out and play like we always do.
Okay.
So Dad thinks this is going to be 15, maybe 20 minutes, the rest he needed. Little guy comes back in 5 minutes. It is perfectly put together, taped together in 5 minutes. And the father is really astounded. He said, buddy, how did you do that? He said, well, Dad, here's the thing. You gave me the pieces of the world that I was supposed to put together. When I looked, I turned the pieces over, and I started to notice that there was a face of a man. When I got the face of that man put together correctly, the world turned out all right on the other side, Dad.
Oh.
This is what you do here. This is what you do here. The crazy pieces that they bring through that door, their world is a puzzle. But when you get them put together beautifully, day to day, touch to touch, 128 or more of them get a chance to have that solid face to turn that world really special and clear for them. That story is the summary of what happens here at Refuge of Hope. The puzzle pieces of life are put together by creating great men. And then those worlds turn out all right for them and for all of us that they get a chance to contribute to. So thank you for your contributions tonight, Joanne. Thank you for all that you do. And you have some other news for us before we have to
I have one
drop
thing
off?
to announce.
Please do.
That the winner of the $5,000 is Ron Jones. So Ron, got to see you this morning, and you have the winning ticket, so congratulations. So I think the proper way to end the evening is with a word of prayer and thank God for this evening. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I do praise you and thank you for who you are and what you mean in all of our lives. Father, thank you for the generosity and bringing people together tonight. Father, we thank you for Ron and Dawn Hartman, who made this whole evening possible with their presenting sponsorship. We thank you for the rest of our sponsors. We ask, Lord, that you just bless everyone who participated tonight. Bless everyone who's going to participate in the future. Father, we ask a special prayer for our residents who are staying in the shelter tonight, for the dinner guests who shared a meal before the whole event started, for the Gala committee and everybody who worked behind the scenes, Lord, for Mike and his time tonight. Father, we're just so grateful to you for your blessings. And Father, we will always give you the honor, the praise, and the glory. Father, thank you for this evening. We ask all of these things in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you again to Ron and Dawn Hartman, our Gala committee, Network Sound, who makes all this happen. I wish you could see our prayer chapel with, it looks like a TV station in here. Mike Lena, thank you.
Joy to be here. Please, honor and a blessing to be here. So thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. It was great seeing you.